Welcome again to Kim's Bioproduction Academy. Today we want to discuss about the adaptations of the xylem tissue. And on the xylem tissue, we will divide them to two. That is the xylem vessel, one, and the trachea. And on the xylem vessel, we will discuss about how they will be adapted and the trachea, how they will be adapted and which are their differences. So let's first look about the adaptations of the xylem vessels. These are just the structures of the xylem vessels from their lignification, from their lumen, again being hollow. So when you check about this one, you can check about the lumen. We're saying narrow lumen. The lumen of a xylem vessel is narrow, and this one is to enhance capillarity. Number two, we have hollow. You can check the xylem vessel being hollow, and the advantages of it being hollow is to allow continuous flow of water without interruptions. When I speak about without interruptions, it means it will have a continuous flow. You can use maybe let's say a pipe which is plugged. It will be limiting continuous flow of water, so this one is just continuously hollow. Then number three, we are speaking about lignin, but not just lignin, it's the walls which are lignified. And the lignification of the wall is to provide somewhat mechanical support, that is first. Second, preventing it from collapsing. So it's providing mechanical support which prevents it from collapsing. So those are the adaptations, but we still have more adaptations of the xylem, and with the adaptations, more of the xylem vessels are having pits on their walls or being perforated. You can speak about having pits or being perforated. What's the meaning of that? This one is to allow the lateral movement of water. These holes that we are seeing, which are many here, this one we are speaking about perforated. We can use a sample in the drip. If you know about the drip pipe, the drip pipes are always perforated either on the above or the lower section. And the importance for this one we are speaking about for lateral movement of water. Then again, you can check about it's made up of dead cells. Within this lining, the cells are dead. And the cells being dead is to allow the flow of water and mineral salts without interruptions. This one is to avoid absorption. If the cells be alive, it could be absorbing the water which is transporting. That is the end of the adaptations of the xylem vessels. Let's check about the tracheates. The tracheates have the same adaptations. The only difference is this one that I've indicated here. The ends are tubered end. And this tubered end we are speaking about, which are perforated and makes them less efficient in transportation of water than the xylem vessels. So it means xylem vessels are more efficient in water transportation. But this other one we're speaking about, the ends are tubered. So what's the difference between now the xylem vessel and the trachea? This one is about what? The tracheates are tubered at the end, while the vessels are hollow. So we are speaking about tubered end, the vessels are hollow. Let's go to the other discussion about the water flow now from the root air, that is now from the soil through the air, then up the xylem stem to the leaves, then to the atmosphere. So we will check about the flow, of which let's check here. What is being transported in the xylem vessel? It's water and mineral salts. Where is it transported from? It's from the soil to the root air, then to the cortex, of which with the cortex we have some three mode of movement: apoplast, symplast, vacuolar pathway movement. Then we go to the endodermis, xylem, stem, leaves, stomata, then to the atmosphere, of which we speak here. We are moving in a one pathway, that is one flow system. But when you check about the flowing, we'll be moving in a two-way flow system of the sap for the sap. Then you can check about the thick cell wall made up of lignin. This outer wall is made up of lignin. Then the outer section is the cell wall, which will be made up of the cellulose. So cells having no end walls between the xylem. You can check here. We are speaking about being always continuous, and that's why water will be flowing continuously. So we're speaking about water flow within this what pathway. So when you speak about these three methods of water flow, in the cortex. We have the upper plast. When you speak about the upper plast, this one is the movement of water through the cell wall without crossing the cell membrane. So we're speaking about water flow through the cell wall without crossing the cell membrane. That is the upper plast. Simple plast, the simple what? Simplast. The simplast, that is the movement of water through the cytoplasm via the plasmodesmata. That's now the movement of the water from the xylem vessel to the phloem tissue. Then the third one, which is the vacuolar pathway, that is from the vacuoles. That is now movement of water from one of the vacuole to the other vacuole, the vacuoles, through a process of osmosis. Then now the water will flow from the cortex to the endodermis. From the endodermis, that is where we have the Casparian strip. And you understand the role of the Casparian strip will be blocking water. To block the upper plast flow. And we speak about the upper plast flow, we said prevents water from the cell wall from crossing through the cell membrane. That is the outside water. So from this now endodermis, we're speaking about we have Casparian strip, which is made up of a waterproof material called suberin, right? So from that point now, the water will just flow and end up through the symplastic flow. Then from this point, the water will flow to the xylem vessel, then to the stem, to the leaves, stomata, then to the atmosphere. So we have forces that drives water and mineral salts up the xylem. And the first force, you can check, we have transpiration pull. Transpiration pull will only apply, it's a pull force that will happen immediately after transpiration. So the concentration gradient within the mesophyll layer of the leaf will increase, creating that pull force. Then capillary action, this is brought by the narrow lumen, so the water will rise up this xylem and the stem, then to the leaves through the xylem, narrow lumen of the xylem vessel by capillarity. We have the root pressure, so this is a push force, and this will be created in the endodermis. Then cohesion, then adhesion force. Cohesion force is a force of attraction. What is being attracted? Water molecules get attracted, then will be held up by a nitrogen bond. Water attracted, water molecules get attracted and then binds to the hydrogen bonding. Then adhesion force, the adhesion force that attracted water molecules will adhere to the xylem vessels. That is by the adhesion force. Then our last section is about the shapes of our xylem vessels. You can check our shapes here, and the first shape you can check it's annular. We have the spiral, reticulate, scalariform, and pitted. When you check about the annular, they're just ring-like. When you speak about spiral, the spiral, it's just like a spring. Then when you speak about the reticulate are just distributed. This is scalarification. They're just in a ladder form. Ladder form. Then pitted, the pits that we spoke about being pitted or bordered pits, that is pits the holes. So the annular we're saying they're ring-like, forming in the secondary xylem, and this one will be found in young stems and readily growing tissues. Spiral or helical thickening, these are deposited in the secondary xylem, provides both strength and flexibility. That's for the spiral. Strength and flexibility common in the young or growing tissues. When we speak about the reticulate, these occur in irregular net pattern across the walls, common, mature in xylem vessels. Role, balance, strength, and efficient water conduction. Then the pitted and the circular bordered pits found in mature xylem vessel. Then allow the lateral movement of water and provide maximum strength. So the role is providing that maximum strength, and it's again second role is water flow in a lateral manner. Then scalarification, that is the ladder-like thickening. This one we are speaking about. This one will be found in fern and woody plants. The role will be providing moderate strength and allow efficient water flow. Thank you very much. That is the end of our discussion today. Continue, subscribe. Feel I'll be sharing more information as time goes by. Let's continue learning. Thank you very much.